Hello and welcome to the Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much for joining me today for another whisky review. But before I go on to that, I just want to take just a moment to offer my very best wishes to Joe from Whisky Wednesday, who I know is about to hang up his hat as a whisky reviewer, at least for a short while, and I want to offer him my very best wishes. Joe, you've been an inspiration to me in doing this. And I wish you all the very, very best. Okay, this week I want to introduce you actually to an old friend of mine. It is the 16-year-old Lagavulin single malt whisky from Islay. I'm not a giant, this is a small 20 centiliter bottle. These bottles, by the way, are very good if you can get hold of them. You pay a bit more per 100 milliliter, but it gives you the opportunity to try different things and to try things in a low risk way. You might not want to spend all the money on a 750ml bottle of something that you might not like it in the end. So yeah, I like these. Lagavulin 16, an absolute old favourite of mine. I've been drinking it for a long time. Yeah, absolute favourite of mine. You can pick it up in the UK for about £45, all said and done. In Canada it's a lot more expensive. It can be about 135 Canadian dollars. So since I moved to Canada about 2 years ago, I stopped drinking it. So I hadn't, until this bottle arrived, somebody sent it to me, I had not had this for over a year and a half. So this was getting to know an old friend again. I really look forward to opening this bottle. And I've had it a week and a bit, and oh dear, we're down to the last couple of drams because I've enjoyed it so richly, becoming acquainted with this whisky again. So let's give it a go. It is from Islay. Lagavulin is owned by Diageo, and they bottle this at 43%. It is sadly chill filtered and with artificial colouring as well. So those two niggles. There's one other minor niggle. This isn't actually aged on Islay. They send it off to the mainland, which is again a bit of a shame. But it doesn't take too much away from it because this is an excellent malt. I think it's one of the royalty of among the royalty of supermarket malts. It's about the best thing that you can pick up at the supermarket in the UK, and occasionally there are offers on it as well if you're in the UK. Oh yeah, this is more phenolic than I ever remember it being. So Lagavulin was absolutely one of probably my favourite everyday whisky. And I've come back to it 2 years later and found it much more phenolic. I know it's very, very peaty, but I don't remember that much TCP on the nose. And there's a real whack of carbolic soap as well, which I find very pleasant, but not everybody will. Actually, if you leave just a drop in the glass, the next morning, come back to it, and it's just a whole brick of carbolic soap. It's really intriguing. So yeah, really punchy, really smoky on the nose, with a hint of fruit. I'm getting a bit of banana, dates and plums in here, and just a faint alcohol note. There's a lot of coastal character, even though it's not matured on the coast, because the peat has obviously been on the coast, and a real smoky phenolic peat as well. And on the palate, it's peppery, light, slightly fruity, slightly briny. There's a good punch of peat. But because this has received extra maturation in sherry casks, there's not as much of the fire and not as much of the medicinal note on the palate. So this then becomes a very good sipping whisky. So you take a sniff and you go, oh hell, that's an Islay whisky. And then you take a sip. And it's very easy to get along with. So it offers the challenge of an Islay whisky without, without being particularly unpleasant. I think you've got to I think most people who drink Islas will have tried this, and most Isla drinkers will like this. Absolutely, you see this at the supermarket, buy it. It's a shame it's not cheaper. I remember immediately why I stuck with this for so long, and it will always be on the shelf as long as it's this good. Hint of fruit coming through now, but still it's buried beneath the peat. It's marvellous, really. Very few whiskies. The smoke, the fruit, a hint of barley sugar, it all melds together so wonderfully. It's woven together. Yeah, this is one of the kings of the supermarket whisky range in the UK. Absolutely, it gets my vote for £45 for 135, 145 Canadian dollars. You know, there are other things out there to try, but as I've come back to this whisky a year and a half, 2 years later, I remember immediately why I settled on it for so long. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that. It's a short one this week, but otherwise, all the best. Like, comment, tell me what you think of this whisky if you've had it yourself. I'm going to enjoy this last couple of drams dearly, and I might well go out and buy myself a bottle, but don't tell the wife. Thanks very much, YouTubers. Speak soon.